You are not your mind. The mind is a tool that we use, but we are not our minds. The mind creates a false sense of self, which is responsible for much of our suffering. We can learn to disidentify from our thoughts by becoming more aware of them and recognizing that they are not who we truly are. The mind is a superb instrument if used rightly. Used wrongly, however, it becomes very destructive. To put it more accurately, it is not so much that you use your mind wrongly, you usually don't use it at all. It uses you. Tolle, the author, describes an experience he had where he realized that he was not his thoughts. I cannot live with myself any longer. This was the thought that kept repeating itself in my mind. Then suddenly I became aware of what a peculiar thought it was. Am I one or two? If I cannot live with myself, there must be two of me. The I and the self that I cannot live with. We can practice disidentifying from our thoughts by simply observing them without judgment. Watch the thinker, be the observer, and realize that this thought process is a conditioned mental reflex that comes and goes. You are the conscious presence behind the thinker. Consciousness. The way out of pain, our identification with our mind and thoughts creates emotional pain and suffering. By becoming aware of the present moment and our true essence of consciousness, we can transcend our pain and suffering. The pain body, however, is not just individual in nature. It also partakes of the pain suffered by countless humans throughout history, which is a collective pain body. The beginning of freedom is the realization that you are not the possessing entity, the thinker. Knowing this enables you to observe the entity. The moment you start watching the thinker, a higher level of consciousness becomes activated. It is not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living. The pain that you create now is always some form of non-acceptance, some form of unconscious resistance to what is. All negativity is caused by an accumulation of psychological time and denial of the present. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievances, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. Moving deeply into the now, how to move beyond the superficial level of the present moment and access a deeper state of consciousness. Tolle emphasizes the importance of not only being present in the moment, but also being present fully and deeply. It is not enough to be present in the moment. You need to be present as the moment. There are several techniques for moving more deeply into the now, including focusing on the inner body, surrendering to the present moment, and observing the mind without judgment. Our identification with time can prevent us from fully experiencing the present moment. He writes, "The present moment is all you ever have. There is never a time when your life is not this moment. Accept the present moment as it is, without resistance or judgment. To be at one with what it means to be at peace. Inner peace. Liberated from the endlessly changing outer world of form. Benefits of accessing deeper states of consciousness include increased creativity, inner peace, and a greater sense of connectedness with all of life. Mind strategies for avoiding the now. The mind tries to escape from the present moment. Various types of mind strategies are denial, projection, repression, and compulsion, but these strategies only reinforce the sense of self and create further suffering. The primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation but your thoughts about it. The mind creates problems by dwelling on past or future events rather than staying in the present moment. This leads to negative emotions such as anxiety, regret, and anger. The mind often creates drama in order to distract from the present moment. Observe your own mind and notice when it is trying to escape the present moment. By becoming aware of these patterns, we can start to break free from them and experience more peace and joy in the present moment. The state of presence, be present and fully engaged in whatever one is doing, rather than being lost in thoughts about the past or future. By being fully present, one can access a deeper state of consciousness and experience greater fulfillment in life. The inner body can be used as a tool for staying present in the moment. The inner body is a physical sensation that is felt within the body and is often overlooked because we are so focused on external stimuli. Practice feeling the inner body through meditation and observation, and use this awareness to stay grounded and present in everyday life. To be in alignment with what it means to be in a relationship of inner non-resistance with what happens. Portals into the unmanifested. The unmanifested is the pure, formless realm of consciousness that lies beyond the physical world. There are various portals or access points to this unmanifested realm, including inner stillness, acceptance, surrender, and love. By becoming deeply still and present within yourself, you can access the unmanifested realm. This involves quieting the mind and allowing your awareness to rest in the present moment. Accept the present moment as it is, without judgment or resistance. This acceptance allows you to move beyond the limitations of the mind and access the unmanifested realm. Surrendering to the present moment, rather than trying to control or resist it, can also lead you into the unmanifested realm. This involves letting go of your attachment to outcomes and trusting in the flow of life. Love is a powerful portal into the unmanifested realm. By cultivating a deep sense of love and compassion for yourself and others, you can move beyond the limitations of the mind and access the pure consciousness of the unmanifested. Enlightened relationships. True love arises from a state of presence and is therefore free from the ego's attachments, possessiveness, and control. Bring awareness to the present moment when communicating with others. Listen to them without judgment or mental commentary, and be fully present with them. When you meet anyone, no matter how brief the encounter, see if you can recognize the deep mystery of their being. See if you can sense the divine spark within them. The joy of being is the only true happiness, which cannot come to you through any form, possession, achievement, person, or event through anything that happens. That joy cannot come to you ever. It emanates from the formless dimension within you, from consciousness itself, and thus is one with who you are. You can only lose something that you have, but you cannot lose something that you are. True love has no opposite. If your love has an opposite, then it is not love, but a strong ego need for a more complete and deeper sense of self, a need that the other person temporarily meets. Give up defining yourself to yourself or to others. You won't die. You will come to life, and don't be concerned with how others define you. When they define you, they are limiting themselves, so it's their problem. Love is not selective, just as the light of the sun is not selective. It does not make one person special. It is not exclusive. Exclusivity is not the love of God, but the love of ego. However, the intensity with which true love is felt can vary. To love is to recognize yourself in another. Beyond happiness and unhappiness, there is peace. Both happiness and unhappiness are states of mind that are dependent on external circumstances, and therefore, they are temporary and ultimately unsatisfying. Many people spend their lives in the pursuit of happiness, but this pursuit often becomes an endless cycle of wanting and needing more. He suggests that true inner peace can only be found by accepting the present moment as it is, without judgment or resistance. Surrender involves letting go of the need to control external circumstances and instead trust in the present moment. Surrendering to the present moment can help us tap into a deeper sense of peace and joy that is not dependent on external factors. Become fully present in your daily life rather than living on autopilot or in a constant state of distraction. The meaning of surrender. Surrender is not weakness. It is strength. It takes tremendous strength to surrender life to the supreme, to the cosmic unfolding. Surrendering to the present moment is a powerful act as it allows us to align ourselves with the greater flow of life. Surrendering to the present moment can help us let go of our ego-driven desires and allow us to connect more deeply with others. This type of surrender can be difficult, as it often requires us to let go of our need for control and our attachment to our own point of view. Surrendering to the divine is the ultimate form of surrender. Surrendering to a higher power or greater consciousness can help us transcend our ego and connect with a deeper sense of purpose and meaning in life.